Welcome to the next video in our Shatterpoint series, where today we're going to be talking about how to assemble your force and your strike team. Today's comment question: for those of you that are already playing Shatterpoint, who is your go-to primary? And if not, at the end of this video, who would you like to see as a next primary, so that leader for that unit? So in Shatterpoint, you need to create effectively two strike teams, as we made up of a series of models each. They are a low model count, and typically the boxes that you can buy, similar to the ones that I have conveniently located down here by my side and seen in other videos, these are a strike team in themselves. Now, when thinking about how you want to assemble your strike team, there is some components you need to be aware of. The first is that there is three categories of model. There is primary, which is effectively the leader for that unit. There is a secondary, which is your support character. There's actually a support unit. Okay, this can be one or two models depending on the models that you choose. Now, we could go through lots and lots of different primaries, and I'll save that for a separate video about all the different primaries and show you all the boxes that I haven't opened yet for Shatterpoint, not because of not wanting to use them, lacking time and having a massive backlog of painting already for this beautiful game. So, in today's example, we are going to be focusing on two strike teams, one for General Kenobi and one for Lord Maul. The basic principles will be the same, but effectively this is where you need to understand how force construction is done. There is multiple apps online that you can use to do this, but I'm old school, so I like to just do this with the cards out in front of me. Now, for each model, before you get to picking your strike team, you will need their character card, which is the main card, and it will tell you how many hiring points they can have, which in this case for General Kenobi is 8, and how much force they generate. This is things you can use to influence the rolls of the game later. You will need their combat card, which is in some cases double-sided if it's a primary. If it's a secondary or support, it's just single-sided. You will also need the very pretty artwork card. Now, this is for Captain Rex, but effectively you'll need those for each of your models. So organising those appropriately would make your life a little bit easier. As you can see here, I have Chaos and Carnage and half a Batmat set up. We have started with General Kenobi. He is going to be our primary for our first strike team. As highlighted earlier, on this now, he has 8 SP, which is 8 shatter points to hire models with, and then he has 3 force. This is things that can be used to activate abilities in the game, and we'll show that again in a separate video. This is just about force construction today. For this, now I then need to start picking models. Now I have a wide range of secondary cards here that I could potentially use, and it doesn't limit me to having just General Kenobi. I can have anything. So I could have Captain Rex. I could have Commander Cody. I could have, if I wanted to, Gar Saxon, and I could have, if I really wanted to, Kalani Super Battle Droid. Now, the benefit of going in theme is that there's typically abilities that work between them. So, for example, on Kenobi's, it's about Galactic Republic units, and their keywords are along the bottom of the card. So, with 8 shatter points to use, I'm going to make my life really, really straightforward. The first model I'm going to hire is Captain Rex. So, with that, I grab my Captain Rex card. I grab my Captain Rex combat card, and as already pointed out, I grab my Combat Rex card as well. So that's a Shatterpoint card for playing him. So now I have used, of my 8 points available, Captain Rex, it tells me on the back, costs 4 points to hire. So I have 4 points left. That leaves me any 4-point every 4-point support unit left to hire. Now, for ease of simplicity for this game, I'm going to use the 5.0 first, but these are only 3. So, in actual fact, if I only hire a 3-point one, I don't get the points carrying over to the other side. So, effectively, I've just lost one of these points. So, it may not be the best idea to hire the 5.0 first, and it might be better that I hire something else. So, for example, although it would be weird and astute to do so, I could actually hire the, if I can find the card, 212 clone troopers. The reason being is actually fact they cost 4, so it's maximising my points. Now, they're still Galactic Republic, but thematically a little bit off. But this would maximise the use of my points. And now, when I come to building my second team, any abilities on my entire side, so both strike teams can carry over. So my second one could be Anakin Skywalker and Cody, and then the 501st Clone Troopers, and they just set up a little bit differently. But either way, that would work. For the dark side, or the better side, depending on your opinion, we're going to start with Lord Maul. Okay, Lord Maul gives us 8 hiring points and 3 force, same as General Kenobi. So again, I have his Shatterpoint card and I have his combat card. From here, I'm now going to start picking things. Now, sucker for a bounty hunter, and if you see me at an event at the not too distant future or see me playing on stream, I will probably be playing bounty hunters as soon as they're fully painted. So my first secretary hire would be Jango Fett, just because he's really super cool. And he's a bounty hunter, so why wouldn't I want him? So again, having both his cards ready for me. My last pick, because it's 8 and Jango is 4, would be that I would pick the bounty hunters. I'm going to apologise for those people on stream that these are not currently fully painted and therefore make me slightly sad, but we'll get over it. So with that, that is my strike team. Now, for this, I could even combine these two together. As long as the models from one mini strike force is the same, I can then use these ones as the other one, because in theory, in Shatterpoint, they're all fighting over resources. We don't know what it is in detail, but there is lots of different ranges that we could go from. Okay, obviously, there's benefits again of being thematic. So if I went for, let's say, Anakin Cody in the 501st, that would give everything that I have Galactic Empire keyword, which means that all the abilities on the primaries and the secondary cards would interweave. So there is a benefit to doing it, but obviously it depends on how your play style is. So I think what to buy is probably a useful question to ask in this case, and the core set is obviously a great starting point. If you're thinking about competitive style events, there is different versions, but the main one that seems to be floating around is this Premier Showdown idea where you have 4 strike teams, and at every round, by the end of the event, you have to have used each one at least once a round. So if I have like a Maul strike team and Kenobi, Dooku, and Anakin, I would have to use each of those at least once. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility for the game, but you will need to ensure by the end of the event you've used all those. But if you're just playing pickup games and a bit of casual like we do here, best thing is just pick the 2 things that you like and then get those started with you. With that done, I hope this gives you an insight in just to the overview that is squad building and how you can really play into themes, or you can play into like some really janky combinations if you can find them. Personally, haven't found really that many. Just think that characters are good and that they work really well. Like I really like Jango Fett because when he attacks, he can do bonus actions like jumps and leaps. So he's quite manoeuvrable and quite fun around. Kenobi, when he jumps, he has an ability called Why Hello There, and he can then get extra attack dice. So it's really themey and really quite funny from that point of view. So let's hear some of your combinations that you think might be really good. Bounty hunters for me, followed by the Ewoks.